dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Goonies never say die.
God knows I want you, but you don't get to destroy who I am.
The Night Rider.
I'm a compulsive liar.
That's rough, buddy.
And use the power of the Matrix to light our darkest hour.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the FanCast. Today, as always, we have Mike and Tim, or otherwise known as Red Raptor Writes.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another Red Raptor Writes.
Hey guys. Which we're celebrating. You have a little anniversary. Like you got quite a bit of subscribers going on, don't you?
Yeah, 400. Well, 400. I think it's like 403 right now, but yeah.
Happy 403.
Woo! Thank you. It's a lot of long hours and pain.
For the 403rd anniversary of having subscribers.
That's not how anniversaries work.
I know, exactly. The 403rd anniversary of having subscribers.
Yeah. We're living in the year 2420.
We are going to be talking about John Carpenter's classic, Escape from New York.
Who are you?
Houck. Police Commissioner.
Bob Houck.
Special Forces Unit Texas Thunder. We heard of you too, Pliskin.
Why are we talking?
Have a deal for you. You receive full pardon for every criminal action you've committed in the United States. It was an accident. About an hour ago, a small jet went down inside New York City. The president was on board.
President of what?
That's not funny, Pliskin. You go in, find the president, bring him out in 24 hours, and you're a free man.
24 hours, huh?
Yes.
So, let's start off by saying Mike is an avid John Carpenter fan. And in time, I became one as well. And I think Tim's on his way.
Yeah, I can't blame you guys. I mean, it seems like whatever he touches turns to gold. Or at the very least, a very high silver.
Bloody silver.
Especially when he's collabing with Kurt Russell.
Oh, yeah.
4/5 of the time.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Mike, what was your first experience watching Escape from New York?
Okay, so my first John Carpenter film that I really fell in love with was The Thing. And then first, I'm just going to get into it for a quick minute. I saw that for the first time with one of my cousins. I fell in love with it. Then when I came back to New York, I watched Big Trouble in Little China, which everybody knows I'm in love with that. And looking into because at that time I had a list of movies that I knew I had to watch, and Escape from New York was in that list. So I eventually got to watching that. I want to say the summer of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was either that or around this past Christmas. I don't remember. Actually, yeah, it was summer of 2019. And
yeah, it had to be because you showed me it last year. Not around Christmas, like later in the year. The first time I watched it, I actually fell asleep. I was really tired day.
I thought I missed or something.
Oh yeah, I thought I missed something. I thought I missed like a big part of the movie, but then I watched it all the way through. I'm like, nope, that's just how it's paced. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was fun. What do you think, Tim?
Yeah, so I've seen a couple of John Carpenter films. At first, I also started with Big Trouble in Little China when it was on Netflix. I thought it was funny, entertaining. It was a good time. Kurt Russell has cool hair. And then I saw Halloween, which I wasn't in love with it, but I was like, yeah, that was really good. Like,
I hated Halloween, to be honest.
Really? Oh
yeah,
man,
it was really it was really boring in my opinion. But I'm not gonna get into that. That's for another day.
Yeah, and then you guys showed me The Thing, and then that is like S tier content right there. Like some of the best John Carpenter film I've seen so far, and best Kurt Russell, aside from Sky High, which I just did an analysis of. So for this, I played Arkham City, so the premise was very familiar to me. So I was like, yes, oh my gosh, you're doing this, or this is the OG Arkham City kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I really just thought that this movie was lightning in a bottle. Like, it was such an interesting premise, fun action movie, good actors. It is a slow pace, but that's not something that bothers me. I can go with a slow movie.
I agree.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Conceptually, like, the film kind of rides on this really cool conceptual idea on how it should work, this idea that all of New York is a prison state. Like, that alone is just a good idea to ride on, and it just plays it to the best extent, to the point where it's like everything in the film is kind of iconic. I still have an issue with the pacing in a way. Like, I know it's kind of a slower movie, and like, I'm cool with slower movies, but like right when the action pickups, like at the very end, it kind of just ends, and it's a good ending and everything, but I kind of feel like I want so much more out of the universe, Like, you get a boxing match, the fight with the Duke and everything, and these really creative characters that you pretty much just got introduced to, because the first half of the movie is just introducing this creative world, and then you only get such a few short moments with these awesome characters. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And the fact that they have to create their own entertainment.
Oh yeah.
Like in Broadway and stuff, they create their own plays, literally singing about how it's like to be in the city when it's in the state that it's in.
Yeah, well,
So
it's like New York is a prison, except this time it's Manhattan instead of the Bronx, like in real life.
Wow.
But
Tim dissing the Bronx.
Now that you said that, though, like, you wish you had more time. It would be cool to kind of see, like, a TV series about this.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen 24.
No,
it's
I
like,
haven't, but I'm familiar.
I don't know. It's like
Well,
a spy
they're
thriller, political thriller, and they have
I could
24
totally
hours
see like a.
for the whole show.
I could see like
there is a comic book series,
and of course,
Escape
Escape
So-
from LA, but we don't really talk about that.
Yeah.
No,
So-
that I'm still interested in seeing that just as a guilty pleasure.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what they say it is.
Yeah, because I've seen I actually saw bits and pieces of that, like maybe like a year or two before I saw Escape from New York, and I was just like, "What the heck is this? This is ridiculous."
Yeah, Escape from New York is ripe for kind of like a Westworld or Cobra Kai kind of series where we follow other characters in the prison island and everything like that. Maybe Snake comes back or something like that. He can just get arrested again and thrown in. But
I was thinking like
man.
a remake. Kind of
No. I wouldn't.
This movie, I don't.
I would prefer like continuing the universe and just having more people on the island. Like, that's just add more people in, like, that'd be great. Bring back the Duke. Bring back.
Oh, but you can't bring back Cabby.
Yeah,
Dang.
exactly.
Rest
in peace.
Evil.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Fun fact: Cabby is played by the same actor who did the voice for Mermaid Man and SpongeBob. I don't remember his name though.
Evil. Good actor. Good. It's a good cast all around. It feels like, everyone has their place in a way.
Oh yeah.
I think it was just I don't know. Like I said, I keep thinking back to pacing, but it's like such a good environment. Oh my goodness, like, and I
The
feel like
atmosphere makes the whole film.
Oh yeah.
it's only the tip of the iceberg, though. I feel like so much more could be done in that environment. It's so good, because it's like not quite post-apocalyptic, but at the same time it is. You know,
It's
it's like the
dystopian.
first Mad Max kind of thing. It only like contained. So
Yeah,
good.
it's like a dystopian future.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with crime like 400%. Yeah, it was a dystopian future. Or just the 90s.
Wait, how do you have crime as 400%? Like, it might be my dumb math brain not thinking, but how is that possible?
I don't remember how crime rates are calculated. You'll have to ask me.
Early 80s sci-fi logic. That's
Because like if crime rates are 100%, then everyone has crime. If it's 400%,
I don't think that's how it works. I'm not in the position to tell you how, because I'm not an expert on policing and stuff like that. It's not my forte.
I don't. The crime rate 400%. I don't know.
Maybe the cartoon connoisseur can tell you, but I don't know much about that. But
maybe we can get Dax Flame to talk about it.
just like the setting is crazy. Again, it is Arkham City, but like in movie form, and it's really interesting. We're just criminals running around doing whatever the heck they want.
Also,
it's really dark and dreary.
It doesn't get the recognition it deserves in a lot of ways, especially with Metal Gear Solid, where basically Snake from that game and his whole legacy is inspired by this movie.
Pretty
and
much.
like,
you know, even what's their name? Red Letter Media.
Mm-hmm.
I think because they did a review on the film, and they even said this, along with Mad Max, inspired a whole genre of Italian knockoffs.
Yeah.
Like,
of course, Red Letter Media did it. Red Letter
Escape from
Media
Venice.
is like the Simpsons of movie reviews. Like they probably reviewed it first. There's nothing that hasn't been reviewed. It's just not possible. But like, yeah, I heard what they said too, and I've heard a lot of people how it inspired a lot of things. My only complaint is like it's great that it inspired all these things. My issue is like when the snake eats its own tail. Like when people see Snake, like him as Snake, it's like, oh, it's a cheap knockoff of Snake from Metal Gear Solid, and I'm like, no, it came.
And people
first.
actually said that.
Yeah, well, so when the Funko Pop of Snake, which we'll talk about in a second, got announced, and it was only Snake Pliskin from Escape from New York, all the comments said, "Wait, that looks like a ripoff of the Metal Gear Solid Snake."
Oh my god!
And people got confused with that, and I'm like, "Come on, it says Escape from New York right on it, you know." And and someone's like, "Oh, it looks like Kurt Russell as Snake from Metal Gear Solid."
Humanity never fails to disappoint me. Every day, it's just more and more disappointment, and I don't think it can get any higher. That's true.
Instagram is often disappointing. Twitter is often disappointing.
But that's mostly because of all the Zutara fan fiction that's lingering on there.
No.
But yeah, funny thing that you mentioned the Funko Pop, because as of this recording, right now it's October 2nd, and I just got an email earlier today saying that I have access to the virtual Pop event on the 8th. So,
and Snake is only exclusive to that.
Yeah, it's exclusive. Really? It's only exclusive to the New York Comic-Con show. So, on the 8th, I'm gonna see if I can get a couple of Snake Pliskin figures, and that's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah, you're getting my luck now. You're getting my luck now, Mike. I had the luck for a good while. I don't have it anymore. It just doesn't happen to me all the time. But it was literally like, well, I get it sometimes. I got it today. But like, there was this sky luck of like, okay, one of the first times it's happened was that I just so happened to go to New York Comic-Con, and they did the Pepsi Perfects. They were giving that out. So I decided to dress up as Marty McFly, and I got a Pepsi Perfect. And it's all beverage related for some reason. 2016 Ghostbusters was coming out. Like, I was not interested in it. Like, it seemed very dumb, and it was. But
it was horrible.
But it was a good excuse to bring back Ecto Cooler. And guess who was the first person to drink Ecto Cooler? Or one of the first people to drink the revived Ecto Cooler? Me, because, like, I won a raffle on their Twitter. So I made the first video of the return of Ecto Cooler on YouTube. And then, and then, another raffle on Facebook for when Crystal Pepsi was coming out. somehow I got that too. And I was one of the first people to drink Crystal Pepsi. Actually, that was a whole thing. That was awesome. So all that's happened, and I've just had some incredible luck over the years with raffles and stuff like that, of stuff I really, really, really want to get. Not all the time, but I think Mike really inherited that energy to get this.
Oh yeah,
Stole it.
I really hope I remember.
Stole
I
it.
can.
Yeah, Mike, give it back.
Horrible luck. Like, just a few weeks ago, I was working on a Bioshock video, and for the video, I wanted to include an interview from the director, Ken Levine. So I go on YouTube and I find, there was a specific quote I wanted to get, and I wanted to play it as a video in Videoception. So I go on YouTube, download an entire an hour and a half thing of the director giving this particular interview that I was looking for, and it said all segments 100%. This is the interview, but then the one quote I needed from the interview was actually missing from this. So I spent 2 hours sifting through the interview looking for this one quote, and I could not find it for the life of me. Until,
gosh.
Until I just looked up on the Bioshock wiki where to find this quote, and then it wasn't there.
Yeah, that reminds me of I have bad luck like that too sometimes. Today my keyboard stopped working. I have to use another keyboard for my desktop. I'm recording this from my laptop right now. But speaking on, I know this is kind of going away from the topic, but it's just interesting. Me and Chucky's notorious for showing me videos or talking about videos in the past that we watched either on YouTube or somewhere else. Mike's done it too, but we mostly found those videos, except for the sticker video. The sticker video doesn't exist anymore. But we'll talk about that. But Chucky's there's the animators of Toy Story 2 at one scene had made a prank video where at the very end, and they showed this to John Lasseter to just freak him out. That basically when Jesse is left on the side of the road and the car drives away, there's a blooper where the car drives back and runs over Jesse. And I saw it, and I remember it was a really rough animation, and we cannot find it for the life of me. Man. It's impossible. Same thing with this video that me and Mike on YouTube, where it's a picture of a car, multiple pictures of a car with Sunoco stickers on it, with the most annoying music in the background, just da-da-da-da, 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 da-da, and fake laughter in the background, but one real guy who's pretending he's laughing with everyone else, and it's the funniest thing. And he's okay guys, and me and Mike remember it so vividly, and we can't, and it's just been deleted. It's off the internet. Oh my gosh. I tried
looking for it a few days, or a week or two ago, and we just couldn't find it.
I can
who else has bad luck? The president, because he got his plane hijacked. Segue back into Escape from New York.
Good segue. By the way, the egg copter he was in, I think that's one of the that should be in Mario Kart or something. That's beautiful.
The egg thing that he went to inside the plane.
Maybe it's a metaphor for he was
birthed.
Just a sapling. He was just an embryo before, incomplete, and then he was birthed into New York.
Birthed into New York. That's the prequel. Birthed into New York.
It's his metamorphosis as a character. It's symbolic, God. Sky. It's symbolic.
Wow. Expanded brain meme. Film theory is the movie on an allegory for pregnancy. And Pliskin is the doctor delivering the baby.
Honestly, yes.
One thing I really love about this film is, despite the low budget, is the effects.
Oh yeah.
Especially of the city, because some shots it's a little miniature model of the whole city. Other times it's just a matte painting that's used for the background, which James Cameron actually worked on a few on set for the movie. And
it just looks so beautiful. It's just visually appealing.
It's amazing. And then even with the sequence where Pliskin actually flies into the city, and he's looking through all the digital computers and stuff. that's not actual computer graphics. All they did was put like reflective tape or something on the model buildings, and then they just like put it under like a black light or something, and then it looked just like computer graphics, and it's just so masterfully
It's
done.
not even like noticeable, honestly, because like if you look, unless you like really know about the effect, like for example, they do the same effect on like the ET ride in Universal, where it makes the city look really small. But like if you really squint, you're like, okay, that's a city. But like it's convincing enough that's really cool. It kind of reminds me of like if for like such a low budget, yeah, like computers and CG was just not gonna cut it for that time. Like Westworld that came out a couple years ago, they spent millions and millions of dollars just to pixelate the camera, just to show the robot's view, just for a pixelation effect that's free on an iPhone now. Just imagine it's millions and millions of dollars to make basically video game effects. Oh my gosh.
You know
that goes to show you can do anything, any budget.
Oh yeah,
film. Just have to be creative enough.
Exactly.
You know the role of Snake Pliskin, I think, was actually Kurt Russell's like very first like serious role as an actor. Like because before Escape from New York, I think it's common knowledge he did a whole bunch of Disney stuff, and then in sometime like in the late '70s he did a biopic with John Carpenter on Elvis Presley. And then he did Escape from New York, which I also think is Snake Pliskin is I think he even said is probably his favorite movie role that he's ever done.
They should definitely bring him back.
He's always talked about Commander at Sky High.
Yeah, just imagine like an old man Snake. That would be awesome.
Honestly, I could see that. I feel like it's not beyond Hollywood to do that at this point. They just keep reviving dead things like Indiana Jones. Just have Harrison Ford as an old bag swinging around, swinging with the monkeys. Oh my god, the monkeys! Or Star Wars. They have again Harrison Ford, but as Han Solo.
Yeah, but I don't know. Escape from New York is like, it's not as like culturally, well, it's important, but it's not as like culturally world breaking as if you bring it back, you would have to do the exact same thing like with Star Wars or Indiana Jones. Like, people are not going to be heartbroken if they go in a different direction or somewhere similar. That's what Cobra Kai got to do, you know, because it was able to like keep faithful to the original but still do new things, you know. And I think that's what an Escape from New York sequel would do. It'll be good stuff. Good stuff. The thing is, though, that's also all like pre 9/11 and everything like that. So like, you have like a whole added sense of, you know, fear and everything that reigns over the idea of New York City. So yeah, honestly, like that's the only thing that really dates the film for me. Like everything else, like feels not. A lot of films in the 80s and 90s.
You know exactly what I'm thinking about.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, no, yeah.
Forget about the fact that it takes place in 1997.
But you can't. Okay, let's get this out of the way.
What?
You can't put a plane in any vicinity next to the Twin Towers.
Oh yeah, it's just so noticeable. Well, he drives on top to the top of it, and it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, oof. It's like watching an iCarly episode where they show their feet. Like, you just... It's
my gosh,
it's not...
not get into that.
I'm not going to, but it's kind of like...
Snake Pliskin did it first.
It aged very poorly. Let's just say that. It just aged
not to their
poorly.
fault, in any way.
No, it's not their fault. Of course it's not their fault. That's why I'm saying it aged poorly. But everything else was fine.
I even remember feeling... like my heart racing a little bit when I first watched the movie and seeing him fly into the city. I was like, oh, that's...
Nope. What I think it's also, you know, we talked about how it's kind of like been, like Batman Arkham City was kind of like it. A full-on game would just be awesome. I'm just going to say it. Like, free roaming New York City.
They actually were going to do a game, and if you actually look up on YouTube, there is gameplay footage. I don't know what happened to it. It pretty much just got canceled.
So like the Akira game.
Something like that. Yeah. From what I've seen, it looks really interesting though. But there's always the Metal Gear Solid games to be kind of placeholder.
Just pretend that Snake Plissken is Batman, or Batman is Snake Plissken, and you pretty much have it.
Do a mod of that. They should definitely do a mod of that. Anyway, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. Hey everyone, just letting you know that our podcast is officially out on Spotify, Google Podcast, and Anchor. So if you want to listen to our podcast on the go, we have the links right in the description below. Also in the description below, we have our shop. Morning Noon Night NWO design, still available, but get it while supplies last. Thank you again for Anchor for sponsoring our video. Now, back to the podcast. And we're back. So, we talked a bit about like the plot and kind of like the environment and everything. Let's talk about the characters. Goodness gracious. I like the guy, just off the bat, my favorite character is just the guy with the crazy hair who just says... Romero, who just says, you touch me, he's dead. You do... so good. Just put him in other movies.
Yeah, probably the wackiest character ever. And again, like, it's in line kind of with Mad Max almost, which Sky and I
he should have overthrown the Duke. He should have thrown over, like, he's way better.
That would have been really funny.
like a full Starscream kind of situation.
Yeah.
That would have been good. Oh man. I wonder.
I'm honestly a Cabby fan. I mean, it's Cabby. That's all you gotta say.
Well, the thing is, like, he's like the only character who didn't change from going into New York. That's the funny thing.
He was already there.
Yeah, that's the whole idea. Is that like, I think probably
it feels like he just lived there his whole entire life, and then when it turned into a prison, he just decided not to leave.
John Carpenter was probably like, let's get one normal person in this situation, which is a trope that I really love, and it when done right, and I think should be done in more movies. Like, what's a good example? It's like Shaun of the Dead and stuff, where like someone resumes their daily life, but then is so unaware of how the tides have turned. So good.
Squidward would probably be a good example.
I gotta show you guys.
Around him, and he's just trying to live a normal life with his clarinet.
With Halloween coming up, I gotta show you guys Shaun of the Dead. It's so funny. So funny. Dry British humor. But like that goes back to the whole idea of like someone just not changing despite their circumstances. Is like it explains itself. Like his whole introduction scene, and then he throws the bomb and everything like that. It's like that's all you need to know. So good.
And he's just so happy while throwing that bomb.
I'd be happy. Dude, if I was in that situation, that would be like, oh my gosh, they should do laser tag or like paintball like that. Where, of course, you can't do all of New York City, but like, just some rich billionaire like Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. No, yeah, just take like a section of like Midtown Manhattan or something, and have a bunch of people playing paintball with each other. That'd be awesome. And painful.
This reminds me. You could say what you want to say first, Mike. Mine's long.
That's right. Or
I doubt it.
What if you just go to St. Louis, where the film was actually directed?
Yeah.
Oh.
Go to Detroit.
Please.
Yeah.
It's a real gun. It's a real gun, guys. It's not a paintball. No.
Yeah, it was actually filmed in St. Louis because again the budget. And plus, it would just be impossible to film in such a highly populated area in New York City.
So now I can tell you guys, I think I've told Mike this before. I don't know if you were there, Tim. I had an Escape from New York dream that was fully realistic. It didn't start off as an Escape from New York dream. That's the funny thing. It started off as me, Mike, and Brian, and Chucky going on our way. I forgot where we were headed to. We were taking a road trip, and we had to pass through New York City for some reason. And then when we got there, it was all blocked off. And then I'm like, what's happening here? And then Brian is like, didn't you remember, Sky? All of New York has turned into a prison state. And I'm like, oh. So guess what? So Chucky's like, I'll go in first. I'll scout the area. So Chucky goes in for like 5 minutes. We don't know where he went. And I'm like, dude, we have to go in after him. And, you know, everyone's kind of nervous and everything. And so we go in like with caution. And instantly we get captured. And we're like,
of course,
by all these mercenaries inside this like wacky shack. And we're like about to be executed, but then Chucky comes in and defeats them all, and it come to find out he's the warlord of New
what
York.
A plot twist!
And he actually, in the 5 minutes we left him in, he has become the like basically the Duke of New York. Like he owns everything and runs everything. But the funny thing is, this is a funny thing. Chucky's still a warlord. Like, he's still very violent. And we convince him, it's like, no, Chucky, it's okay. We could just make peace. This could be a peaceful land. And it ends with us playing baseball in, like, in, like, a dumpster yard. We never go to the destination we wanted to. We just own New York City. And we just play baseball. And I think that's like that's such a happy ending for some kind of dystopian future. It's just like, hey, violence, don't do it.
I could just imagine Chucky just being Chucky, like he's still ruling New York. Like, hey, I guess you guys want to play some Bible game? You know, I kind of have to run the city, but Bible game.
Dude,
Road Company.
Road Company and Bible game on like.
Do you think Chucky is the kind of guy who would drive cars with chandeliers for headlights?
Maybe. I kind of see it as like the car he has now, only with like one big chandelier on top of it. like a Chucky, New York City would be the funniest thing to me. Like of course we would all watch the Star Wars prequels and the Spider-Man films nonstop in the theaters and everything. Just all dystopian. There's this episode of The Simpsons where it's a Halloween episode. Basically, Homer goes to an alternate reality. He messes up the universe, and Flanders owns the entire world. And it's like such a nice guy to be like running like a dystopian future. And I just see that with Chucky. And like just all the Chucky isms is New York City now.
Oh no!
Like all the milk, they don't serve water. It's just milk and chocolate milk.
Oh.
That's Chucky. It's Chucky.
Oh, he always did have over the reliance on milk. It always concerned me.
What can he say? He's a cowboy.
What does that even mean?
I legitimately just said cowboy, thinking it's two separate words, and I invented a word. And then I realized cowboy is already
cowboy is.
Wow!
That was the biggest idiot moment of my life.
Now we're gonna.
He's a cowboy.
Everybody listening, we are all college students, and
if you didn't realize by now that we aren't middle schoolers from what you
yeah.
Oh my gosh! What were we talking about? Escape from New York?
Oh, I think so. I don't know. Something about Curtis.
I'm not.
Bullet.
I mean, as far as it being like recognized in today's pop culture, I mean, wasn't it referenced in Ready Player One?
I think they raced on the city that they're racing on is apparently the Escape from New York City, because you could see like the borders are closed off and everything, but like that's such a vague reference, but still it's a cool.
Like I think it also in the background you actually see the diagram from the beginning of the movie where it's like cool. Actually showing the map of Manhattan Island and it's showing all the lights and everything around it.
I don't know. I only saw it in theaters, and I just never wanted to see it again.
I
like,
mean, it's kind
satisfied.
of even the book. It's just like kind of a, it's kind of just a novelty. Ready Player One has always been like that novelty. It's not like the story. I'm not there for the story. I just want like the over hyped.
Exactly.
Like, it's like a YouTube video. Like if it was like 20 minutes long, I think it would be great. You know, that's the thing.
Oh.
It's just for the idea alone.
Yeah. But I think one small criticism I have with the movie is that they tend to teleport between places that are like miles apart. Or
That's
it's like
true.
they're running down on a clock and they're able to like climb the South Tower, watch their plane get destroyed, and then climb back down. Like 110 stories.
Oh my gosh.
And then they go all the way to like Midtown to get to the bridge.
This can't be
It
real.
is really weird though, because once he gets captured by the Duke, then it's daylight already, and then right after the fight, it's like night again.
No way.
Time
Wait,
is
guys, I just found out.
What?
There's a movie called Escape from New Jersey, and it's it apparently picks up right where Escape from New York left off. It doesn't
Is this
have
just like a fan film?
I think so, but like people say it's really bad. It's either like a really bad parody, or they're trying to like do justice to it. Look, this is a poster.
You have to edit that into the.
Oh my
into the
gosh.
video.
To be fair, if
trailer.
I were in New Jersey, I'd be doing my darndest to escape from that place.
It came out in 2010.
Wow.
I'm gonna look more.
I would rather
This is crazy.
live in the New York prison than live in New Jersey. Normal.
I'd rather live in the New York prison than in 2020 right now.
Now I have a serious question. Like, is Escape from New Jersey? Does that mean New Jersey is also a prison state?
Well, I don't know. Well, with Escape from LA, from what I remember, I think pretty much LA literally becomes like not a part of the US anymore. And I don't know. I don't know too much about that movie. All I know is that it's pretty much kind of a rehash of Escape from New York, but with subtle differences.
Oh, this is 100% a fan film. This is 100% a fan film. It has bad reviews.
No, we really have to make a proper Swedish version of Escape from New York. I know they already did something like that already, if you look it up on YouTube, but it's not really that good. I mean, it's just reenacting one scene from a movie.
Escape from Delaware. That's a movie.
What? What is it about Delaware that
That's not real. That's not real. But
Okay.
we should make that. I'm just trying to think of all like the worst ones.
Escape from
Alabama.
Escape from Alabama. Oh my gosh.
Portland. Get me out of there.
Yeah,
It's Escape from North Carolina. Tommy, if you're listening, we love you.
Tommy, if you're listening, I want to escape from North Carolina. My gosh. Oh my gosh.
Is there more?
What?
I want to read the plot description if it loads, but my screen's frozen right now.
Alright, I'll try to look it up.
Wait, no. I just want to see the plot synopsis.
The fact this is actually on IMDb.
Yeah, right?
Why?
I mean, so is Project Phil.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, yeah, another thing with Project Phil on Sky's channel. This season that we've been doing, it's pretty much in production hell right now.
Oh yeah, because of Corona and everything, we've just been
Corona.
Well, we've been working on other projects too. You know, that's the thing. It's
That's true.
it's taking a backseat to like all the other things we're doing right now, which we're doing a lot of things, and one might get released soon. Okay, so here's the full summary of Escape from New Jersey. Oh my gosh, there's the long one that's with spoilers. I don't want to spoil it for myself, so I'll do the non-spoiler.
What? Really? You're really gonna watch this?
Dude, the summary is written by the guy who plays Snake. Picking up right where John Carpenter's Escape from New York ended, we find Snake Pliskin stuck in New Jersey with his newfound freedom on the line when his path crosses that of Armando Barone. It reminds me of a different Barone. The crime kingpin of Garden State.
What?
With his president's pardon and Barone's grasp. Wait, he can't just take his pardon from him.
Wait, yeah, how do you steal a pardon?
You don't steal a pardon. That's not how it works.
Pardon.
You stole my pardon. Snake is once again forced to re-steal the money that got sent to him in New York prison in the first place. Can Snake pull off the job? Will he ever truly be free? But most importantly, can he escape New Jersey? We gotta watch this, Mike.
But yeah,
talking about Escape from New Jersey.
I brought up Project Phil, and this season that we were doing a few months ago. Each episode, we're using music from Escape from New York.
Oh yeah,
because it just kind of fits the mood so well.
The ending theme's great.
Yeah, Escape from New York is probably on my top 3 list as far as movie scores go.
Wow, top 3 is high. Wow.
Yeah, the composer for Escape from New York and The Thing and everything is going to be at our local drive-in, and we won't be able to see him.
Oh, wait, why not?
Because it's like this Halloween marathon of the first 2 Halloween films, and I don't really care about it, but since he was the composer of it, I mean, it might be worth the price of admission. I'm tempted to, but I want to beg him. I want to be like, you want to compose another movie?
Eminem the movie.
Eminem. Well, So basically, I guess we can announce it here. Basically, we're also working on an Among Us short film that may or may not come in October, but I really wanted to because it's really funny and it's a really good idea. But me and Chucky are working on some music for that based on Escape from New York and all that and The Thing. And it's just like, I just love synth, you know? Like, I have a keytar. It's beautiful. It's beautiful stuff. And
the thing with Escape from New York, if you listen to the score for that, it's all like late 70s, early 80s synth.
Yeah. That was also in Westworld, yeah.
So well. It's like it kind of has like a Men Without Hats type vibe to it.
Yeah. The other thing about it, I just find this interesting, like on my own, is that basically, you know, when we were growing up, it was still in the era of thinking like 80s was cheesy. Like a lot of people were like, "Oh, synth, ew, that sounds disgusting," you know. Like, and everyone was like that when we were younger. And then then when we became like teenagers and like tweens and everything, it was like, you know, the 80s was pretty cool, you know. And then all our parents started accepting it, and everyone started accepting it as like the coolest thing ever. But like for a while, it had to be like, you know, hidden in our macaroni kind of thing. Per se, because in Sky High there's so many 80s songs and everything like that, but they had to be modernized, you know. It's not dated, we swear, guys.
But now the 2000s is outdated and is going to be coming back.
Oh yeah,
I mean, we just got the Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yeah, now people are embarrassed of the 2000. Now people are going to be like full on. Well, it's already happened with Avatar, you know. I don't even know why these people who haven't even seen the show are nostalgic for Avatar. But it's like, hey, that's the show I didn't watch when SpongeBob, and I chose to watch SpongeBob. I was such a fan of that.
I was so nostalgic for the 6 months head start I got on it.
I was so nostalgic for the one episode.
I watched it when it first aired.
I'm so nostalgic for the one episode I accidentally watched between SpongeBob, and I thought was boring. And it was only because it was the season 1 episode where Katara steals something, and I had no idea the context of it, and I was just bored out of my mind. Escape from New York could be like that too, in a way. Like if you turn it on in the TV and you don't know what's happening, you could be like, skip, because it can be confused for like the Warriors. But if you know the context of what's happening, it makes it like 10 times better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now that you mentioned the Warriors, actually, I had a little theory that I think I discussed with Sky several months ago when I first watched the Warriors. I feel like those two movies can share the same universe. Yeah. Like Escape from New York can take place several years after the Warriors, because in the like re-release of the Warriors, where they added all the comic book panels and stuff like that, it opens up saying a few years from now or something like that, or like in a few years in the future or whatever.
Yeah, we already have gangs running the city. We have like the leader of the gangs is kind of like a Duke character, where he's just like this leadership.
Cyrus.
Cyrus could be like definitely like this, monarchy that leads to Duke. 100%. Can you dig it?
Absolutely. And yeah, all the gangs are just like running mad around the city, and it just makes sense. It leads to the 400% of crime, and I think it's a really fun theory that I just thought of.
So yeah, I think it would go in order of, it would go Warriors, Escape from New York, then Terminator. That's what
Terminator.
They're like, there's too much crime. Let's just take it all over. Or RoboCop, if you want to think that. RoboCop's happening at the same time in a different place.
Sky and I talked about this several times too. It's been more of like an argument. Sky really wants Escape from New York to share the same universe as Mad Max.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I want them to be like on different polar ends. I think that's such a good idea.
Even though
it's just one giant cinematic universe with all these things in it.
Well, that's the thing. It's like America still has somewhat together, and like Australia is still a wasteland. And I want them to cross over. I want Snake to accidentally go to Australia, and it's Escape from Australia, starring Mad Max.
I don't know. I just feel like it would be such a stretch.
It's a good stretch, though. It's a stretch I like. It's like Goku and Superman. It's like it wouldn't make too much sense, but it's cool to think.
Honestly, I would just love to see a Mad Max Fist of the North Star crossover, because that can actually make a lot of sense. Even though, like, I'm the only Fist of the North Star fan here, but that would be awesome. Though I don't think Kenshiro and Max would ever meet.
So, kiddos, the lesson of the day today is that thinking is good.
Oh yeah, okay.
Having brain is good. Wrinkle. Lots of wrinkle.
Having brain and Maggie is good.
No smooth, only wrinkle. Come on, guys.
You need that wrinkly brain. Get those wrinkly moves out there.
You need to get brain to get Duke them diagrams.
Okay, I think the moral of the movie is that try to not reference a futuristic terrorist event. Try to just, if anything seems like it could be possibly used for terror,
God forbid,
don't put it in your movie. It will not age well.
So basically, more creative strangulation on people's scripts. Let's go for the safe Disney route where we just remake the same things over and over and not question anything. That's how America works. Let's go, guys. Come on.
Disney movies, the Disney remakes are terrorist acts in themselves. It's literally terrorism of my eyes.
Mulan in more ways than one. So get your act together, Hollywood. Greenlight more Escape from New Yorks. Make good movies.
Exactly. It's true. More original things.
Was actually going to make a third Escape movie at some point, but
I wasn't saying like greenlight more of that movie. I'm saying greenlight more movies like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think Oliver Harper even said it. Like there was going to be a third film, but it just turned into something else just so Ice-T can get his
oh my gosh,
his Hollywood push or whatever.
That's funny. The reason we don't have Escape from New York. 3 is because of Ice-T.
Yeah.
Man, I think it's time for us to commit a terrorist act of our own.
Oh my
I'm
God.
joking. It's a joke.
Okay.
YouTube, it's a joke. It's a joke.
FBI, do not flag this video.
Do not flag this video. It's a joke. It's a 100% a joke. It's just joke. We drink iced tea.
I love iced tea.
Dude, iced tea is for Arizona iced tea. Let me tell you, that's good stuff.
Arizona is so good. You know what's the worst? When someone hands you unsweetened tea and doesn't warn you. Like, that has happened to me before.
like Brian or Chucky, like they actually actively have unsweetened iced tea in their house. Like, who does that?
I was at an Independence Day party once, and then they just brought out, like, they said, like, oh, it's iced tea. So I'm like, yeah, iced tea is great. I tried it. I just died inside.
It just tastes like water to me.
I mean, I get 400
It tastes like dirty
already
water.
trying to assassinate me.
Dirty water. So, yeah. I guess the 45th moral of this story is don't drink unsweetened iced tea.
Too stupid.
at the very least, green tea. Green iced tea is okay.
Yeah, but put a little sweetener in it.
It's nothing more than hot leaf juice.
Hot leaf juice. We'll get to that in a future
my own
episode.
family say that.
We're gonna get to that in a future episode. But for now, any last thoughts?
Mike, you can go.
All right. Well, Escape from New York is a wonderful John Carpenter classic. I highly recommend it. In my opinion, it's probably the 3rd best John Carpenter film. In my opinion, right under Big Trouble in Little China and The Thing being number 1. And it's if you want to, how can I say this?
Have a fun time.
Yeah.
Grab your buddies.
Fun time.
Grab your grandma.
Just remember, it was from a different time. The pacing is a little slow, but
it's some of the iconography.
The story fairly well.
Yeah, don't expect a balls action shooter kind of thing, because it's not.
Yeah, it's an early '80s sci-fi kind of thriller thing. It's good. It's pretty good.
Go watch it, enjoy it, and wait for the apocalypse. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And get that Funko Pop when it comes out. If you won the
raffle,
the lottery raffle thing.
And don't fly planes on skyscrapers, guys. It's a bad idea.
Very bad.
Very bad idea. It's not the iconography you want for your film. Before I end this episode, I'm just gonna say, the next episode, or I don't know, we'll try to get 2 episodes out for the month of October. It's officially spooky season, so it's time for some spooky episodes.
We might even do an episode on a John Carpenter film that I may or may have not just mentioned like a minute ago.
Yeah, you got it. Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Grab your green-eyed women and let's review this.
grab your gamer. I can't say that.
Throw bathwater.
Grab your Gatorade bathwater. And let's get into this, boys. As always, I'm Sky.
I'm
and
Mike.
We'll see you all
right.
in the next podcast. That's not how we end the episode, but today we're gonna end it like that.
What's
we'll see
another
you
word
all next time.
I'll see you in hell.
Oh my god. Mike, say later. Say later.
Later.